Now on Nightside, as we approach this Veterans Day weekend, how vets are already being honored across the inland Northwest.
Veterans Day Saturday is also a weather alert day for potentially damaging winds. I have an updated first alert forecast.
And those wind gusts as high as 40 to 50 miles per hour this weekend. We have the signs your neighborhood trees could do some damage. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Natalie Grant. Kirsten and Derek have the night off. We're preparing for those wind gusts as high as 55 miles per hour this weekend. And our weather team is declaring tomorrow a weather alert day for critical wind that is on the way. Let's send things over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker. Tell us what we should be in store for tomorrow, Chris.
Well, and Natalie, since our earlier broadcast, things have gone downhill a little bit in terms of our forecast. It looks like this system is going to arrive a little bit earlier and bring even stronger winds than originally anticipated to the Spokane area. That is why it is an alert day. It is still a wind advisory. Potentially overnight, that could be upgraded to a high wind warning. It's for all of the inland Northwest for Saturday, our weather alert day. And again, right now it is a wind advisory. Wind gusts could get into the 55-mile-per-hour range around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, down onto the Palouse. An even better chance to see those potentially damaging winds for the Okanagan Valley, the Waterville Plateau, and northern Columbia Basin. And once you're into 55-mile-per-hour range, that is when you start looking at the potential of some more devastating damage in terms of uprooted trees and power outages. You're right on the borderline, but I would expect we are going to see some tree damage around the region. Timing, as we go through the overnight, we'll start to see those winds picking up. You'll hear them first thing in the morning, particularly at Grand Coulee, 6 a.m. and already 54-mile-per-hour winds. Around 9 or 10, our winds will be peaking. Here's 11 a.m. That's in Spokane. They'll be peaking 47-mile-per-hour wind. I'm going to take a closer look at the Spokane area later in the broadcast, but then we start to die down on Saturday evening, but it's going to stay breezy right on through Sunday. We also have some rain coming along with that wind, especially in late morning and early afternoon. A high of 50 degrees, running above average. I will be back with more on these winds and when they're going to be hitting your neighborhood in just a few minutes, Natalie.
Well, if you haven't already gotten all those leaves raked, tomorrow might be the day for Mother Nature to do that for you. And as we brace for Saturday's strong winds, there are precautions we can take now to ensure our trees don't cause any harm or damage. Now, one local arborist says that these winds shouldn't be enough for entire trees to collapse. But as you just heard from Chris there, some branches and limbs could snap off. That's why you should be checking for any defects now. If you see any decay or wounds on those trees or branches, that's when you should be calling a professional to have them looked at.
And in big windstorms, we often see straighter trees more likely to fail. So what you're looking for is actual defects, wounds, decay. The leverage of a tree, superficially perceived by humans, doesn't tend to matter much because the tree is it's a living organism.
Now, arborists and tree services are expecting an uptick in those calls after Saturday's windstorms.
Well, after the Gonzaga Bulldogs received some bad news to start the week, that transfer guard and apparent starter Steele Venters would miss the entire season, it could have created a huge letdown tonight as they opened up their season against Yale, but that was not the case. And the man of the night was redshirt freshman Braden Huff. He gets his first action as in a Gonzaga uniform, led all scorers with 19 points to go along with his 9 rebounds. And the transfer Ryan Nembhard, brother of Gonzaga, great, followed in his footsteps with 16 points and 7 assists as the Zags pulled away in the second half to win their season opener 86-71 over a good Bulldogs team.
Yeah, we'll take the film and we'll learn a lot and practice it, and you know, hopefully we can make a jump, make some adjustments. You know, we're kind of scrambling after the Steele thing. I think we all were in a pretty nice, at least I was very comfortable with what our rotations were, what we could run, what we could do defensively, all of that. It just kind of, we had to reset after all that. So I think we're settling in now and we'll figure that out.
Now, Gonzaga will play one more home game on Tuesday against Eastern Oregon, and then it's going to get a whole lot tougher. They're going to head out to beautiful Hawaii to participate in the Maui Invitational, which they last won when they participated back in 2019. Natalie, send it back over to you.
Trip to Hawaii sounds pretty nice. Thanks, Alex. Well, more election results are coming in tonight. Today's numbers from the Spokane County Elections Office are showing the margins between incumbent Mayor Nadine Woodward and challenger Lisa Brown has grown larger as more ballots have been counted. Now, Brown is leading by more than 2,700 votes. Brown's campaign released a new statement tonight declaring her victory, saying in part, "Thank you to the volunteers and everyone who believed in our vision of a better way. I'm ready and excited to get to work for the city that we love." We are now waiting to hear from Mayor Woodward's campaign on what they think about this latest vote count. At last check on election night, Mayor Woodward was confident that she could clinch a second term. There are just 8,000 votes left to count now, and this race is all but a done deal for Lisa Brown to take over as mayor next year. The election will be officially certified by November 28th. And as more election results are updated on the races and measures around the inland Northwest, we'll be updating those numbers on our website. You can check them out on KXLY.com. Well, thousands of people on the Palouse have been without gas or hot water since Wednesday after an excavator hit a natural gas line north of Pullman. The damaged pipe has now been repaired, but the system that runs hundreds of miles has to now be repressurized before gas is relit. Now, Vista says it's going to take a few more days before that natural gas will be restored from Colfax all the way down to Lewiston. This impacts an estimated 37,000 customers. Hundreds of Avista crews started going door to door today, working on relighting people's gas services. Avista hopes to restore everyone's gas services by the end of the day Tuesday. Now, in the meantime, people are having to get creative in ways they're staying warm.
Bundling up with blankets. My wife's disabled, so she can't move, and so yeah. But we have a tea kettle. I fill it up full of a bottle full of water and bundle her up.
People will need to be home when those Avista crews stop by in order for them to relight their services. Now, it's important to note if a resident is not home at the time, Avista will leave a 1-800 number on your door. People then can call that number to get back on the relighting list. A Buddhist monk is still missing, and police are expanding their search. How you can help them, coming up next. And why the FBI is saying that swatting events like the one that was targeted Lewis and Clark High School last year are reaching a, quote, crisis level. That's next on Nightside.
Saturday is a weather alert day, and here are 4 things to know about your weather. We have a wind advisory tomorrow, potentially going to be upgraded. Gusts of 45 to 55 miles per hour with some valley rain, and then a dry, breezy Sunday. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
All month, we will surprise you.
Weekdays at 2, only on 4 News Now.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
For over 20 years, Snow's Auto has been selling all the best brands at the guaranteed best prices in Spokane. And to celebrate this year's 20th anniversary sale, you can get 20% off all amps, speakers, and subwoofers, 20% off truck and Jeep lifts, 20% off remote starts, and 20% off window tints, plus up to 60% off last year model clearance items. So if you want nice upgrades at big anniversary savings, hurry down to Snow's Auto today.
This Veterans Weekend, when you visit a Cal dealership near you, you can receive a free American flag with every test drive. Plus, with every vehicle sold, $185 will be donated to Heroes Homestead to support local veterans in our community.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
This is going to be a lot of fun. He's got the stars.
Yeah.
The studs.
I don't remember a time in my life I didn't watch his shows.
And the unexpected.
I've always thought of you as Dave Jr.
Every hair on my body is standing up right now. Jimmy Kimmel Live, new weeknights on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by R&R RV.
Well, are you ready for those holiday traditions? They're right around the corner here, and here's one to kick you off this year. Santa will be returning to River Park Square 1 week from Saturday. You can visit him under the 50-foot tree starting at 1 p.m. and then the tree lighting begins at 5 o'clock. And even though we haven't hit Thanksgiving yet, you may be getting into the holiday spirit as it gets darker and colder. And I know the snow lovers are probably anxious for snow, but we got to get through a couple other things before we're talking about snow here.
Yes, and these wind events are especially nerve-wracking because of our giant ponderosa pines and the damage that they can do during a wind event. Let's take a look. We have declared today a weather alert day because of an increase in the wind forecast. Right now it is a wind advisory for all of the inland Northwest for Saturday, and that continues right on through Saturday evening. Now, in addition to the wind, we also have the chance of some precipitation. Let's look at our forecast radar. Coming in late tonight, some light valley rain and mountain snow. This is 4 a.m. With mostly in North Idaho and in the Northeast Mountains. Then we dry out a little bit. 6 a.m. we're mostly in the extreme portions of North Idaho and the central panhandle. But then as we get into 11, that's about the time our winds are going to be peaking. We're going to start to see a better chance of some rain around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Hit and miss showers through the afternoon, and then we'll dry out Saturday night and stay dry for a breezy Sunday. Here's a look at our winds again. We are looking at them to peak sometime maybe a little bit earlier than noon in terms of our gusts. Could be closer to the 10 o'clock hour in Spokane, 10, 11. With the potential for up to 55-mile-per-hour gusts. As I mentioned earlier, that's right on the borderline between inconvenient tree branches snapping and whole trees toppling. 35-mile-per-hour gusts by about 6 o'clock, and then that'll be down to 20-mile-per-hour gusts tomorrow late night. We're going to take it hour by hour. These are our forecast wind gusts starting at Saturday morning, and they're at 1 a.m. So in the overnight, they're going to start picking up. And then here is 11 a.m. And these are the numbers that make me a little more nervous out here on the West Plains, Medical Lake, Airway Heights. Out by the airport, we're seeing the computer model picking up close to 55-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Most of the rest of the region, they are under 50, 51 in Post Falls, 52 in Spirit Lake. But then they die down very quickly. Still windy, but out of that danger zone almost immediately. So hopefully this will be a quick wind event and we'll be done and remain unscathed. It is a weather alert day tomorrow. Showers, windy conditions, highs above average. Sunday, much more pleasant, breezy and dry, mostly cloudy skies and a high of 50. The chance of showers returns in our forecast, but we're mainly looking at valley rain, keeping the snow in the mountains for the time being. Natalie.
Well, thanks so much, Chris. Yeah, hopefully those Veterans Day events are happening after the wind event is done. That'd be good. Thanks, Chris. The Pend Oreille County Sheriff's Office is urging people who live near the Servasti Abbey south of Newport to check out their outbuildings for this missing Tibetan monk. The 64-year-old was wearing maroon robes and a jacket when he was last seen on Tuesday afternoon. Now, search and rescue teams are now expanding their search area and getting more help from the Spokane County teams. If you have any information, you're asked to contact the Pend Oreille County County office. Well, on your screen right now is Edgar Casson Garcia and his girlfriend, Araceli Medina. They are now back in Franklin County to face multiple charges, including murder and child rape. They have been on the FBI's most wanted list they were on the FBI's most wanted list since February. 1 month later, they were then arrested in Mexico. Over the last few months, law enforcement agencies here have been working to get them extradited back to the U.S. Well, the FBI is now issuing a public safety crisis for a trend known as swatting, or fake reports of threats phoned into police that target schools, churches, hospitals, or even people's homes. The country is seeing a skyrocketing number of these types of calls, and we're not immune to that. The Spokane area schools and others in the inland Northwest have been victim to these swatting calls over the last year or so, such as Lewis and Clark High School. This video on your screen shows the police response to a swatting call there last December. Now, while the reports of these threats are fake, the impact it has on students and the community is very real. Brian LeBlanc with the FBI is now teaching law enforcement officers the best way to react.
For a long time, the FBI in particular didn't want to discuss these kinds of incidents. Why not?
Because we're concerned of the copycat effect.
So why are we talking now?
Because it's reached that level of being at a crisis level.
The FBI says it now investigates thousands of these kinds of swatting calls every year. Becoming so widespread, the agency has set up a specialized unit to help police departments that are inundated by these hoax calls make more informed assessments.
These calls actually have characteristics that can be used to identify them as hoaxes pretty early on in the process. And based on that, you can have a measured response. We're not saying don't have any response, we're saying have a measured response.
Now, these swatting calls can not only be dangerous, but also expensive, a waste of resources, costing hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. Now, if caught, and assuming no one was hurt in these, someone making a fake 911 call could be facing charges like providing false information, wire fraud, and even stalking. New on Nightside tonight, as we approach next year's presidential election, polls say many voters don't like either of the main candidates, but a new player could enter the field. Former wrestler and actor Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson says multiple parties have approached him about running for president last year. CNN's Tom Foreman shows us the long list of celebrities that have turned politicians.
You have two choices.
Blasting into a presidential election in which polls say many voters don't like either main candidate, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, actor, wrestler, superstar, is hinting at a run.
If that's truly what the people want, then of course I will consider it.
If he does, he'd follow former President Donald Trump and dozens of other celebrities who have considered, tried, and sometimes succeeded in spinning their fame into political gold. The one he might most want to study? Ronald Reagan, who used his skills from film, TV, and radio to pick off one political challenger after another. Proving that his actor's sense of timing,
there you go again,
and humor,
I am not going to exploit for political purposes my opponent's youth and inexperience,
could carry him all the way to the White House and, with a robust agenda popular with his party, keep him there. That pattern has been repeated at lower levels. Fred Grandy turned 9 years on the Love Boat into 8 years as a congressman from Iowa.
Babe. I got you, babe.
Sonny Bono was a pop star, then a mayor, then a congressman from California until his untimely and accidental death.
But I don't think that's how it works.
Which Minnesota senator started out as a comedian?
That's right. Me, Al Franken.
And of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger pressed his strongman persona into 8 years as governor of California.
I want to be the governor for the people. I want to represent everybody.
What the hell is this? It's your strengths and weaknesses.
So is The Rock ready to enter the political jungle? He's tipped his hat to a presidential run before, although always with hesitation.
I love our country and everyone in it. I also love being a daddy. And that's the most important thing to me, is being a daddy.
Still to come on Nightside as we head into this Veterans Day weekend, how community members across Spokane are already showing their respect and gratitude for those who have served our country. That's coming up right after the break.
Download the KXLY Plus app for breaking news.
We love our house, but lately we've been feeling a little cramped.
So we talked to ICCU about a new home loan. The process was super quick, and we got a really great rate.
We start house hunting tomorrow.
Preferably something with a bigger garage.
Walker's Furniture is celebrating Veterans Day with big double sales tax discounts or no money down, no minimum purchase, and 5 years no interest financing.
Making it the perfect time to improve your home for the holidays at Walker's.
At Move Fitness, our job is to get you moving using things like high-energy fun classes, motivating, knowledgeable trainers, and the best variety of workout equipment in the region. And you can get it all for around $1 a day. Join the movement.
It's nothing.
Sounds like something.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, unsystematic diarrhea.
Pepto-Bismol coats and soothes for fast relief when you need it most.
Honey.
Honey.
NyQuil Severe Honey. Powerful cold and flu relief with a dreamy honey taste. NyQuil Honey. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, honeylicious, best sleep with a cold medicine.
At Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep, we're making it a November to remember by offering great buys on our best-selling Ram trucks and Jeep lineup, with special markdowns on all pre-owned SUVs and four-wheel drives. But the best offer is with every vehicle sold, you'll get a free big screen TV with the purchase, making it the perfect time to visit our family-owned dealership at Dishman.
Dishman Dodge!
Sign up for the 4 News Now playbook at KXLY.com.
Thanks for staying up with us tonight on Nightside. As we head into this Veterans Day weekend, today community members across the Spokane area were showing their respect and gratitude for those who served our country. Representing the military service by wearing old military garb, community members gathered at the Corbin Senior Activity Center here in Spokane to honor the legacy of veterans. Nancy Gilbert was one of the people there. She brought a picture and she says it's a memory of her husband years after he passed.
Or memories that he shared with me were good ones. So, you know, I don't know if that was for my benefit or if it was really true.
Now, partnering with Second Harvest, the Spokane VA Medical Center will be providing food for more than 300 veterans and their families this weekend. Starting at 11 a.m. on Saturday, there will be a Veterans Day ceremony at the Spokane Arena. Well, the American Legion and Healing Heroes is also teaming up to provide lunch and free health information for our veterans. The founder of Healing Heroes the Healing Heroes organization, is in Post Falls. The director there says that she knows all too well how many veterans suffer in silence from things like headaches, PTSD, mood disorders, and traumatic brain injuries. Now, at this luncheon, she'll be talking about treatment options that she's found success with and are totally covered by VA benefits. Now, one of the medical devices that uses light electrical impulses to stimulate a specific nerve in your neck.
This is the unit, and it has two poles that we stimulate the vagal nerve right here in the neck. You can set it at a level that's comfortable and still effective in treatment.
There you go. The luncheon starts at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. It'll be at the American Legion in Post Falls. And as we head into this weekend, it's important to talk about the impacts of the mental health on our nation's vets. More than 3 million veterans have experienced a mental illness in 2021. Nearly half of them didn't seek treatment. That's according to a national survey on drug use and health.
They kind of feel, I can do this on my own. I don't want anybody to help me, and I don't want to bother other people.
Mental health experts say having a support system can help. That includes checking in on those veterans on a regular basis, inviting them to engage in social activities, or just exercising with them.
All of these things increase their sense of connection and has also been shown to elevate positive mood and psychological well-being.
Now, they also say to look out for any red flags. That includes severe changes in behavior, an inability to fall or stay asleep, and they could be signs of a mental health crisis. Health experts say it's important to let them know that there is help available for them. Well, the Gonzaga Bulldogs opened up their season tonight inside of the kennel. Coming up in sports, our team of Alex Crescenti and Julian Minnesone have a report on their win against Yale.
Download the KXLY Plus app for live updates all day.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
Are you ready? Let's do this! Big box of whammies!
This is life-changing.
This is a lot of money. I'm going to press my luck and stop.
Is that Elizabeth Banks?
Get a shot at $1 million. Let's go.
Press your luck Tuesday 10/9 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Honey, that was my brother. Can we bring him dinner tomorrow? He's been having a hard time since his accident.
Of course. I know it's been tough. There's so many costs that his insurance doesn't even cover.
I know. The ramp to his front door, transportation, meal preparation. What if something happens to one of us?
We should plan to sit down soon. We can look through the long-term care benefits that we're earning with WA Cares.
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help.
Hi, I'm Michelle with APH Buys Homes, and we buy houses for cash. We're local home buyers who help homeowners in difficult situations get paid fast. Inherited houses, foreclosures, family disputes, rented or vacant, even nicer homes you just can't keep up with. We buy them all. So before you call anyone else, give us a call for a free cash offer. Just call 509-818-1800. That's 509-818-1800.
If you're looking for a new Tundra or Tacoma truck, Findlay Downtown Toyota has over 70 in stock and ready to go. And if you're looking for a new RAV4, Highlander, or a Toyota 4Runner, we have over 100 in stock with great financing options. And if you're looking for a quality used vehicle, we've got a whole city block full of fantastic choices that come with a 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty. So if you're looking for a great selection at a great price, you can find it at Findlay.
When we last saw the Gonzaga Bulldogs, they were getting blown out by the eventual national champions UConn in the Elite Eight. But a new season brings with it new opportunities as they opened up against Yale out of the Ivy League this evening. Well, let's get to it. Gonzaga guard Steele Venters out for the season with a torn ACL. Huge break for him. He had such a great season with Eastern. So that means it's going to be the freshman Dusty Stromer getting the start in place of Venters. Yale threw the first punch, though. Ryan Nembhard coughs it up. Turnover. Yale in transition. Bez Bang steps back, buries the 3. Do we have an upset brewing? Well, wouldn't take long for Gonzaga to get back in this one. Still in the first, Braden Huff buries the 3. Zags lead by 5 at the half. Then in the second, it was all about the guards. Nembhard finds Nolan Hickman, who cashes it in home for 3. They combine for 31 points. Gonzaga goes into cruise control the rest of the way. They open up the season with an 86-71 win. Here's our Julian Minnesone with the post-game report.
Before the game, Gonzaga head coach Mark Few said tonight's matchup against Yale wouldn't be easy, and he was right. The Bulldogs got all they could handle early on, but they withstood the first punch and are now 1-0 on the season.
I think the first 5 minutes, I think our guys was a little shocked to the system and just how hard they played and how tough they were and how physical they were. They were really taking the game to us early by the first media timeout. But our guys did a nice job adjusting, and we settled down. We did a nice job on the glass.
Gonzaga outscored Yale by 10 in the second half. Redshirt freshman Braden Huff didn't play like a freshman. Huff had a team-high 19 points for the Zags.
But BF's doing a nice job. I think that redshirt year last year really helped him, and he's got a lot to his game. He can score in the post. He can stretch out a little bit.
The 1-2 punch in the Bulldog backcourt of Ryan Nembhard and Nolan Hickman set the tone in Gonzaga's second half push. They combined for 31 points and had just 2 turnovers.
Both unselfish. We both enjoy playing with each other. We've both been working all summer together and kind of built a relationship, and it's been working really good so far, and I can't wait to see where it goes, honestly.
Gonzaga returns to the court Tuesday against Eastern Oregon. Tip-off is at 6 o'clock. Reporting inside McCarthy Athletic Center tonight, Julian Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
Thank you, Julian. And in Pullman, it is officially do or die time for the Washington State football team. We've been saying it for about a month now, but with 3 weeks left in the regular season, the odds say the bull streak of 7 straight years is going to come to an end. And when you look at the remaining games left on the schedule, finding those wins isn't going to be easy. Now, the team is traveling down to Berkeley this weekend to take on the Cal Golden Bears one final time. And according to ESPN Analytics, they have only a 36% chance of winning that game. And then looking ahead to the next week, WSU will welcome in Colorado on senior night. Somehow a 60% chance of winning, according to these analytics. But does anyone really believe that this team can get into a shootout with that offense and come out on top? Yeah, I don't know. Then finally, the Apple Cup. We're going to get to it in a couple of weeks, and I don't need to tell you how that's going to go because the script has already been written on that one, and we've seen that book hundreds of times by now. Now, head coach Jake Dickert and the rest of the team has said repeatedly that the 4-0 team is still in the building, even though that seems like a century ago at this point. Still, Dickert says it's his job to instill confidence into his guys each and every day.
We go throughout the course of showing practice clips, showing old game clips, showing our guys doing things right and to a high level that they can perform at, right? Because that belief phase that we've talked about many times up here is real. But it comes through seeing yourself doing it and being really convicted that you've done it before. That is where we need to be, and that's the state of performance, and that'll lead to winning. You know, winning doesn't just flip the switch, but winning's hard. And I said it after the game, it's loyal to nobody.
Now, the Cougs and the Golden Bears will kick off at 1 tomorrow afternoon. You can catch that game on ESPN2. Now, to the team on the west side, they're having the opposite kind of luck right now. They are the 5th-ranked Washington Huskies, closing in on a playoff spot for the second time in program history, and they can lock up a berth in the Pac-12 championship game with a win against Utah tomorrow. And if it wasn't enough, their quarterback, Michael Penix Jr., continues to be the odds-on favorite to win the Heisman trophies in a lockstep with Bo Nix out of Oregon. But you can't underestimate the Utes and their ability to spoil the party for anyone in the Pac-12 at this point. They are favorites at this time of year, basically every game. Utah and Washington are going to kick off tomorrow at 12:30. 4 News Now. We'll be right back.
Download the KXLY Plus app for weather every 10 minutes. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
What I want people to know about Numerica's involvement is that it's genuine.
I work at a company that supports the community because we're a part of it.
It's important to give back to the community you live in.
We are truly here to help, and we're passionate about it.
Expect even more from KXLY Plus. Live updates from the 4 News Now team. Breaking news as it happens. Weather every 10 minutes. Free on your time. Download the app, connect to your streaming TV, and connect on KXLY Plus.
The holidays inspire us all to connect. With family. With friends. No matter what the road throws at you. So find the connection you're looking for this winter in a new SUV with standard all-wheel drive during the Mazda Season of Inspiration sales event.
With effortless power and the reliability of iActive all-wheel drive, Mazda CUVs are built for the Pacific Northwest. Take a test drive today at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
Walker's Furniture is celebrating Veterans Day with big double sales tax discounts or no money down, no minimum purchase, and 5 years no interest financing.
Making it the perfect time to improve your home for the holidays at Walker's.
This Veterans Weekend, when you visit a Cal dealership near you, you can receive a free American flag with every test drive. Plus, with every vehicle sold, $185 will be donated to Heroes Homestead to support local veterans in our community.
What do I love about working at Move Fitness?
Every day is different.
Helping people achieve their goals.
It's just a fun group of good teammates.
And it's a positive place to work at.
There really isn't a better gym.
Move Fitness is the best.
Join the movement.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight on Nightside. Stay safe out there tomorrow with that wind.
Yes.